do you ever have moments where you think, this isn't working for me, and can I really change it? I mean, after all, I committed to this particular path, and that's what we should do. Well, you know what? I'm here to say if something isn't working for you, especially when it comes to homeschooling, then maybe you need to change it up. It is totally okay. And what I want to look at today is like scheduling. If your schedule isn't working for you, can you change it up? And the answer is yes. So I want to look at, do we keep like a schedule, or can we move more into a rhythm and flow? Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. Oh, thank you for joining me today as we talk about one of the things that I really love, like homeschooling. Yes, I am a homeschool mom. I love homeschooling my girls. And quite frankly, I am one of these people that feels the need that, it's not quite working for us. I need to change this up. If I find that something in homeschooling is controlling us and we're not happy about it, that it's okay to let it go, it's okay to move on, and it's okay to change it up. I love teaching my girls, and I love sharing education with my friends and with people like you. And thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for taking time to leave comments, for liking and subscribing. Thank you for sharing with your friends. It's not too late to like and subscribe. So today I want to talk about like scheduling. Yes, you're right. I did do a video on homeschooling and scheduling and looked at that. And, you might think, well, wait, is she now saying scheduling is wrong? No, I'm not. In homeschooling, a schedule can be very, very important. But what I want to look at is if we have sort of come to this point where our schedule is really controlling us, is there something that we can do? Can we switch it out? Yes, we can move and change more to a rhythm, like a flow of the day. In my last blog, if you look at it as I'm talking about schedule, really there were three things that, I highlighted. We need to have flexibility, fun, and functionality. And if your schedule isn't doing that, then you perhaps need to rework it. Now, I know for many of us, when we choose to homeschool, it's because we want flexibility. We're not looking to recreate a school schedule. But I know that we can sort of get trapped into this thought and this idea, but I need to make sure that we've got X number of minutes on this and we have to do this. Let's take a deep breath and maybe shake it off a little bit. We're not trying to recreate a school schedule. We don't want to, do we? I know that I don't. I want to have flexibility. I want to have fun, and I want to have functionality. And so for someone like me who really actually thrives on schedules, it's a little crazy that we don't have a set schedule when it comes to homeschooling. I tried. It didn't work. And that's why we really just moved into unschooling and moved into a rhythm and a flow that so very much works for us. Now, does it work for everybody? No, we've all got different personalities. We've all got like different goals and what we want to achieve. But is your schedule looking something like this? 7 a.m., wake up. 7:15, make breakfast. 7:30, eat breakfast. 7:45, get dressed, do teeth, brush hair. 8 o'clock, morning chores. 8:30, blah, 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 with every minute sort of scheduled, like 9:30 math, 9:45, mental math, these sorts of things like that when we're giving like this set time, is there flexibility and freedom in that? Is that truly functional for you? And I think sometimes we can get into this trap of overscheduling. I want to set schedule minute by minute. And in many ways, it's sort of what we have at school. The bell rings, we move on to this subject, especially as we get into like middle and high school. Well, do we want that at home? I know that I don't. And I know that our weeks can be like here, there, and everywhere. And, you might be thinking, wait a minute, we're talking about changing it up in January. Can we do that? Yes, because, we can do it. We can do what works for us. So what does a rhythm look like if we're not doing like a set schedule? A rhythm and flow really looks something like wake up and get ready. which includes things like eating breakfast, getting dressed, doing teeth and hair. Then morning chores, outside or free play. I actually think it's very important to start the day off with play, especially for our younger ones. It really wakes up their imagination and their creativity. Then come in and do read aloud. Oh, and then there's like science, math, and snack. And you know what? They can do that in any order. You see, when we have a flow, we are allowing our children even a bit of autonomy in that, like, oh, math, science, snack, what order do I want to do that in? And now having twins, you would think, oh, well, they would keep pretty much the same. You know what? Let's look at math. One of them can do a lesson in like 10 to 15 minutes. The other one takes longer. And if I'm trying to set a schedule for them, all that we do is end up with tears and frustration. Most of them mine. No, we don't want that. I want them to have the freedom to go, oh, so I look at my day. Okay, here's my rhythm. Here's my flow. If I'm doing this, then this is good and I can get it done. I have my lunch and then I've got more outside play time. Let that creativity fly. And so when we find that this even works for our older ones, that they just have an understanding, I need to get these things done this day. And it actually is probably better for me to do it like language, arts, math, science in that order because, it's like easier, medium, harder, or they're more academic. I often work with older students in saying that. It's like, do the harder ones first and then move down to the easier. Or if you feel better, do the easy ones first and move up. Like you get to decide your flow within this rhythm. And it allows our children to work at their own pace. It allows that freedom to move from one thing to the next. And within that, when we're not just setting everything as an individual item, that they can choose, do they want their snack before science? Do they want math before science? Do they want snack and math at the same time? We allow this and it works. Like it really does. So is a rhythm and flow similar to a schedule? Like really, yes. We're sort of giving an idea of what happens, but we're breaking off set times. I've never really been a set time person in a schedule when it comes to homeschooling anyhow, just because it causes me anxiety. And like, what if now it's 10:30 and we should have moved on and we haven't, we're not there yet. And we have days where, our rhythm and flow for learning doesn't really start until the afternoons because on Tuesday we have like learning co-op and we're out all morning. On Wednesday mornings we have ballet and I'm not going to try to do stuff beforehand. Doesn't work. I get stressed. But, we can come home, have lunch, play. And maybe it's 4:00 that we hit into our little sort of rhythm and flow for learning. These are the things that we want to achieve. And guess what? It works for us and it's totally okay. Because I also do year-round schooling. So for most of my, the time my girls aren't really sure, should they be on a break or not? We take the days off when we need them because you know what? Sometimes our kids just wake up in a terrible mood and I could fight them all day on trying to get stuff done, or I can allow them to have a day of just exploration and play outside and know we can do those lessons later because that's part of rhythm and flow. What works for you? How can you make this work for you? And again, if that doesn't work, change it up. Don't be afraid to change these things up. Don't be afraid to shake off a set schedule and move into a rhythm and flow. Don't be afraid to allow your children the opportunity to speak into what order they want to be doing things. This is very helpful because they take ownership in it and it makes it more harmonious for everyone. Because I know I want peace in my house when it comes to all of this. I don't want us being angry at each other. It's like, It's not good for anyone. Learning doesn't happen that way. We're just all like stuck in our things. So if you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask. I love to be able to help people, as they look at, maybe you do need a little bit more of a set schedule or you want to move into a rhythm and flow and you're not quite sure how. Feel free to ask me questions. That's why I'm here. I love parent coaching and education coaching and being there for you. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of this Learning Life community. Another way that you can be a part is by being a champion and supporting us through Patreon. And so you can check that out at patreon.com or at my website, learningthis.life/champions.